Hello everyone, and welcome to my CBS Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Electra regrets the breakup and wants to get back together for 4 reasons. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful suggest that Electra Forrester might finally reconsider her plans. Even though Electra recently stated that she was over Will Spencer, she might eventually change her perspective. Even though Will is now dealing with some destruction, he may yet have a chance with Electra in the future. Electra will probably regret the split and want Will back eventually for the following 4 reasons. Will may be Electra's real love despite his shortcomings. Electra believes it's time to move on from Will forever, but she might not be able to let go of her affections for him. It might get harder for Electra to maintain her distance from Will the longer they are separated. In the end, Electra's love for Will might triumph and lead her to desire a reunion. Naturally, Electra might also recognize that the Forresters shouldn't have the final say over who she dates. Electra may eventually come to the realization that she is an adult with the right to make her own decisions and allow it to influence how she perceives the circumstances. Will is superior to R.J. Forrester, who is in the running to be Electra's new partner. Given that he shares his father Ridge Forrester's hypocrisy, R.J. may really be worse. Now that Will is acting aggressively, Electra is acting afraid, but R.J. also decked Will. It's also important to remember that Ridge punched Bill Spencer, so Will isn't the only one acting rashly. Electra was pushed over the brink when Will unintentionally hit Eric Forrester, but R.J. might keep acting aggressively and eventually prove to Electra that Will wasn't all that horrible after all. Will might fall in love with Dylan, leaving Electra envious and miserable. Wood's next romantic interest is the main reason Electra would likely regret ending their relationship. Will may soon fall deeply in love with Melissa Dillon and move on from Electra since she is ready to win his heart. That might make envious Electra unhappy, at least until she makes the decision to take action. Keep an eye out for any potential reunion news as Electra may decide to win Will back in the future. According to spoilers for the CBS serial opera The Bold and the Beautiful, there will still be some romantic upheavals. After displaying signs of mental decline, should Eric retire? According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Eric Forrester's behavior increasingly suggests a potential mental illness. The collection for Logan is far superior to Eric's recently unveiled new couture line, and Eric's incessant criticism of Logan is becoming absurd. Eric even accuses Logan of stealing from Forrester, refusing to acknowledge his role in this whole disaster. Because of the way Eric has been acting lately, B&B supporters are demanding that he quit. Fans are wondering if Eric is experiencing mental health problems because he seems to be fabricating reasons and changing history. Has Eric forgotten that he was the one who approached Katie and expressed a desire to assist her? Eric insisted on becoming Katie's designer and keeping it a secret, didn't he? Eric has often accused Logan of stealing, and Logan compensated Eric well for his designs. Eric was so dissatisfied with his treatment at Forrester that he even signed a contract to work for Logan. Eric is now supporting this effort against everything related to Spencer. When it comes to his career, has Eric gone absolutely insane? Neither Eric's line nor Forrester Creations benefited from his tirade against Logan. Naturally, Bill Spencer set up this interview, and Eric fell into his trap. When it comes to Logan, Eric is undoubtedly making himself look worse than he ever imagined. There is nothing wrong with Katie Logan. Katie didn't need to entice anyone to leave Forrester. I hope Logan approached her in the same way that Eric did. Liam Spencer's wife changing firms was obviously a major factor. Before deciding to go on to a better offer, how long did Hope attempt to bring her line back into production at Forrester? Just as he accuses the Spencers, Eric has started to manipulate events to his benefit. It's not like R.J. Forrester isn't doing all in his power to exacerbate the situation, but Eric had turned on Will Spencer, who has a tendency to go a little out of control. In the episode, R.J. even caused a fight that resulted in Eric getting punched. By getting involved in fights with individuals who are decades younger than him, Eric is putting his health at risk. When Ridge Forrester stated that Eric ought to retire and travel, was he correct? Is it time for Eric to stop attempting to make designs and give the business to the family? Does Eric need to retire since his mental health is deteriorating? The startling change of heart of Brooke Logan. According to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, Brooke Logan will return to the canvas this week. After disagreeing with Hope Logan following the Spencer's fashion presentation, Catherine Kelly Lang's character left town. Has Mrs. Forrester had an unexpected change of heart after a week of jet-setting and retail therapy? Ridge Forrester will be shocked when his wife returns this week. Brooke was planning to sabotage Hope Logan and Katie Spencer's new fashion company and severing her relationship with them when she left town. However, when she gets back home, Brooke seems to have completely changed. In a recent teaser for Bold and the Beautiful, a tearful Katie Spencer is shown pleading with her sister Brooke Logan for forgiveness. Although spoilers suggest that the two sisters will reach a truce next week, we honestly don't think Katie has anything to apologize for. Has Brooke now discovered that Logan is also her younger sister's last name? When Brooke returns home, Ridge Forrester will be even more irate than he was when she left. Ridge will seek retribution once Eric Forrester receives a black eye. Brooke's husband may even view her kissing and reconciling with her daughter and sister as a betrayal. Spoilers for Bold and Beautiful suggest that Ridge Forrester may even give his wife a deadline. Will he make her sever her relationship with Hope and Katie? Brooke has consistently prioritized the men in her life over her children. This time, will the enhanced Brooke Logan truly pick Hope over Ridge? Bill rejoices, RJ retaliates, and Electra dumps Will. This is a recap of The Bold and the Beautiful. RJ Forrester retaliates in today's episode. Electra Forrester takes a side in the interim. Eric Forrester intervenes between the fighting boys at Bikini Bar. Will unintentionally hits Eric as RJ ducks. Eric wasn't the intended target, as we all know, but whatever. In fact, Will claims that wasn't intentional as soon as Eric hits the ground. Electra is appalled and asks, how could Will do this to poor, sweet Eric? Every woman at Bikini assists Eric. Will continues to apologize and claim that this was an accident. Eric likens Will to Bill Spencer. Will is then told by the man to leave Electra alone. At that moment, RJ punches Will in the face without warning. It's revenge, according to RJ. Electra yells for them to halt as Will stands up. Will appears to frighten Electra. The young man expresses regret and claims that everything was an error. Electra is afraid, but Will assures her that they can overcome this. Will clarifies that he was defending her. Will proposes that they flee together, leaving their family behind. Refusing, Electra says it's over. A sobbing Electra is escorted away by RJ. Bill Spencer shows his wife every Eric meme at Logan. It doesn't amuse Katie Logan Spencer as much. The woman fears that she will be perceived by the public as a robber and betrayer. Bill claims that others support Katie. Eric is behaving insanely. Katie is sorry for him. Eric is a mature man having a tantrum, according to Bill. Bill is relieved that Eric is being restrained. Katie doesn't agree. She is still in love with Eric. According to Bill, love is not reciprocal. They brag about Will standing up for Katie. The brunette questions how they can keep Will and Electra's romance safe. Bill believes they'll be alright. Bill needs to go to a meeting. Deke Sharp texts Katie about Will hitting Eric. Ridge Forrester considers Eric's interview at FC. To surprise him, Brooke Logan Forrester enters covertly. The woman would like to speak with the PR firm. Ridge has already taken care of everything. On camera, they discuss Eric's breakdown. A reporter calls Ridge to inquire about Eric. Ridge declines. All Ridge wants to think about is Brooke coming home. RJ texts Brooke about Will assaulting Eric. Naturally, RJ omitted the scene in which he actually ducked to ensure that Eric was punched. Dylan saves Broken Will after a furious Brooke rejects Katie. While Melissa Dillon attempts to console Will Spencer at his darkest hour, The Bold and the Beautiful reveals that Brooke Logan Forrester will blow up at Katie Logan Spencer. Will be a broken man on Thursday's B&B episode as Electra Forrester made it apparent that she is done with him. Despite Will's insistence that he wants to be by himself, it appears that Dylan will accompany him home in the hopes of saving him. Electra and RJ Forrester will transport an injured Eric Forrester back to the Forrester mansion while Dylan lends Will a sympathetic ear. Donna Logan Forrester will then dash into Eric's arms to assess the damage to his face. RJ and Electra will point out that they have already failed to persuade Eric to go to the hospital, despite Donna, Brooke, and Ridge Forrester's belief that he needs to see a doctor. Eric will insist that everything is alright and try to comfort Donna about the whole situation. The fact that Eric and Donna appear to be moving past any residual tension over the secrets she kept for Logan is the only positive outcome of this. However, because of Will's behavior and the Spencers' general conflict with the Forresters, Katie is going to receive some criticism. Because of what Will did, Brooke will be furious with Katie and possibly act as though his parents haven't taught him appropriate behavior. There will undoubtedly be some startling moments during Katie's visit to the Forrester mansion. Brooke will not accept Katie's attempts at reconciliation, even if she tries to apologize for how things have gotten out of hand. Katie will face a crushing blow when Brooke declares that Katie is no longer part of her family, so some tears are on the way at the Forrester estate. Does a desperate Daphne fall victim to a baby broker scam? On The Bold and the Beautiful, Daphne Rose will be devastated to accept that she is unable to conceive. How desperate will Daphne become to give birth to her husband when Carter Walton is so keen to start a family? Discover what will happen next on Bold and the Beautiful by continuing to read. Daphne Rose needs to have a tough talk with her husband now that she has been diagnosed with early menopause. It's no secret that Carter Walton wants nothing more than a family of his own. Daphne can't deliver that, and the couple will be beginning researching other options. According to Bold and Beautiful spoilers, Carter will be supportive at first and eager to explore other routes like surrogacy or adoption. But, both of those things take time and at least 9 months to produce a baby. Despite Carter's positive outlook, his wife will start to panic that she might lose him over her infertility. Will she get creative to give Carter a son or daughter? Bold and Beautiful viewers are no strangers to baby broker storylines. In fact, Shauna Fulton just returned to town. Maybe she can set up a baby by with one of her and Flo's old contacts? Daphne isn't from the United States, soap spoilers hint the perfume guru could return to Europe and pull an Angelina Jolie at a foreign orphanage. Carter actually is a lawyer. If her husband goes along with her plan, then he could draw up the paperwork himself. Do you think that Daphne Rose will try to fast-track a family and get involved in some sort of shady adoption or baby broker scam? Episode started with a repeat of Will accidentally punching out Eric. Will tried to defend his mom, but he might have taken it too far. Will tried to go after RJ, who instigated the fight, but stepped out of the way. Eric got knocked out and fell to the ground. Will apologized and claimed it was just an accident. RJ claimed it wasn't. Electra saw her poor grandfather knocked out on the ground. Will wanted to know if Eric was okay. RJ was in no mood to talk. He raged at Will for assaulting his elderly grandfather. Dylan brought ice from the back of the restaurant for Eric's bruise. He said he didn't want to go to the hospital. He just wanted to go home. All Will wanted was for Electra to believe him. Will profusely apologized and said he didn't mean to hit him. Eric argued that Will was living up to his father's name. Then, out of nowhere, RJ came out of nowhere and punched Will while he was trying to talk to Electra.